Fuck, I do that shit all the time. Like that's
Oh,
just
this
that
nigga right
that
here.
it's just a way of life. That's how people are. You give things to get things. That's the way it goes, right? I
So, all
mean,
right. So you
you're
think
not
it?
living life
So,
if you
so,
have never
so.
given someone else a gift.
She feeling saucy, I'm feeling sturdy. I got a 4-piece, up in the 30. They tryna hold me, she like Curry. They feeling salty, I'm feeling sturdy.
So while we on this culture question of the week, Roy,
Culture question. We can do a
before we
lot
bring
of
it to
different ways.
sports.
It depends on how the type of ways you want to do it, pimp in. Because all right. So I'll start out with this one. I don't know if y'all remember a couple weeks back, with Sweetie, what's her name, Sweetie, when she was on her Birkin bag shit.
You mean Quavo's girl?
Yeah, what she was
Wite?
saying about the Birkin bag.
I don't remember. I didn't peep that topic. I just know her name.
Yeah, it was something like that. So we so my culture question of the week is what are your feelings about gifting, or as the culture calls it, tricking, but it ain't tricking if you got it. You heard?
Oh, okay.
So what is the thoughts, fellas? Like, let's go around. Have y'all ever been tricked on or been a trick?
All right,
Y'all
so
niggas is
we
looking
gotta
tricky.
no. We gotta be clear. Like, there's a difference between a trick and a mark, right?
Oh, he
Mm,
on his West Coast shit.
well,
He said Mark.
I'm saying like a trick is a nigga that gotta buy something, usually to get something, I guess, or usually if he just buy girls gifts. Like, are you a gifter, or how do you think? Because the culture calls it tricking. So is it white people or other people
Well,
call it gifting?
well, I
So
think the the way that I would categorize it, the good old quid pro quo, right? Where it's like, all right, I'm gonna get you something and anticipate that I get something in return. Fuck, I do that shit all the time. Like that's
oh,
just
this
that
nigga right
that
here.
it's just a way of life. That's how people are. You give things to get things. That's the way it goes, right? I
So all
mean,
right, so you
you're
think
not living
so
life if you have never
so
given someone else a gift
no,
and
listen.
not expected something in return.
So let me see this. Maybe I'm wording it wrong. So this Birkin bag situation, these bags are like handbags and they cost about, I think, like 20 bands,
Well,
20, 30 bands.
it depends on the type of Birkin. Where Gucci
Yeah.
said it could go upwards.
Yeah. They could go upwards to anywhere to like a buck, right? 100,000,
Somewhere,
150.
somewhere near that, depending on the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an insane amount of
Like
money.
50 said, and she wanna fuck with the woo. She gotta buy a Birkin bag. Can you buy that, nigga? She might be out your league. So yeah, so what you think about like rappers, like, chicks call rappers up like, hey, can you help me out with this breast implant, or or blah blah blah. That's the thing now. Rappers, they brag about giving chicks 20,000 to go get their ass and their titties
Well,
done.
that been, you know what, your man's did that. Joel Santana.
That's been a thing for forever. It's
So we
not new.
saying it ain't tricking if you got it?
Um,
I don't know if that's the answer, but
all right, so me personally, you know, to give something up before you get anything just seems stupid. I mean, if we're talking like something like dinner, that's a little different. Where like, all right, it's dinner. I'm enjoying it too. It's not just you. But if I'm like, giving you something before I get it, it just don't make sense because I like guarantees. If I'm not guaranteed to get something, then I don't. It doesn't make sense to do it. Or if I can't enjoy it while I'm doing it, it doesn't make sense to do it. Now, if I'm in like a position like Young Dolph, for instance, Dolph will like get something after he gets something, but it doesn't take a whole lot. Like after sex, he might give you a watch or some shit like that.
all right. See, now I'm gonna take some time to clean this up so we're not a bunch of misogynists. It's not okay to get gifts in anticipation of receiving sex. That's
Aha.
not
So is it
cool.
all right? So like,
It's
put the
not
shoe on the other foot though.
funny. It's not something that people.
You heard, Joe?
Nah, say it again.
I said put the shoe on the other foot though. So
If
if it's not
if a
okay,
woman
but is
gives
it
you gifts
okay
and
for women to ask for shit?
No, see,
she has to put in groundwork for me. She gotta put
yeah,
in some groundwork for me before she can
yeah.
ask for something.
Don't come and ask me for a PlayStation out of the blue. Like, fuck you. You
All right,
know
let
what I'm
the
saying?
OG
That's the
get a
way it
Don't
little
should
ask me
be.
more.
for
But
that.
then you have some people who are, in a position where they can be philanthropists, where like, all right, you can have it. I'm feeling generous. You got people who do that. But I think it just matters. You have to be in that position and you just have to understand what position you're in before you go ahead and start gifting. Where like if you got bread and you feel nice, you might do that. If
Yep.
you don't, then that's probably not an option. So don't try it. So it just depends on the person, honestly.
Well, my take on it from an OG perspective, um, I was raised to where you see shit like that, like growing up. You gonna see the older dude scoop the younger chick, and he gonna be giving her money for her hair, her nails, and shit like that. And that's tricking because them old niggas got it. You know what I mean? And when you get older, you just or when you get into a position where you don't want to put down the footwork no more. Tricking is just like, you know what I mean? Here, like, you know what I mean? That's how I think I see it. And it's like one of them old Negro spirituals. It ain't tricking if you got it, right? But my thing is, when it comes to gifting and it comes to women, like I'm not gonna be considered a trick because the things that I'm gonna do for you is the things that I want to do for you. And I'm never gonna gift anybody anything that they probably can't get for themselves unless I'm in, like he said, a different kind of position, and I really care about that person. So it's not like because at the end of the day, we all out here scraping and scrapping to get where we need to be.
And then going
So
over that right there, like, we all have the same 24 hours. So even like a person in the car, a person coming up to me in the car asking for money, like I'm just going to give you positivity and blessings.
yeah.
If you can't accept that, and if you don't have the right reaction to that, that just shows me that I need to stop there, and that's all I can give you, unfortunately. So that's just all I'm giving off the rip, and that shows me
You don't
exactly
give
what
out
the person
money
is
to
dealing with.
people
Hell no.
Nah, I
Yeah.
say, you know what? It's so many people doing the same thing.
when they come
I
up on
just
you?
say, God
Nah,
bless.
you don't
I
get
hope
them
it
niggas
works out
nothing.
for you.
I'm
That's
from
all.
New York where you see niggas begging every day, but the same nigga you see on the train to be on your block buying crack and walking around regular. I don't play that shit.
Yo, my man's told me, matter of fact, that one of them niggas holding the sign out on the street, that nigga had a whole condo with a flat screen TV and everything.
I
So
could believe
that
it.
just that just fucked me up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just give them niggas thanks then and just tell them, the Lord got you.
But back to
Hmm.
this one thing, I think that as a culture, we need to stop doing those two things. We need to, it's okay for men to take care of their women. That's not a bad thing. That's
That's a whole
definitely
different
not a
thing.
bad thing.
That's a whole
But
different.
make sure she's worth it. Don't. But I think at the same token, as a culture, we have to stop expecting so much. Like, how should I say this? I'm trying to look for the right way to say it. So I don't want to say fuck that. You gotta stop like women. It's mad independent women I know. I know nurses, accountants, lawyers. Like, yo, it's a lot of women out here getting it how they live. So all y'all out there making it look crazy, asking dudes for this, OnlyFans and Snapchat and Cash Apping, selling that pussy out there, y'all fucking up the game. You know what I mean? Because that's part of the reason why tricking okay, because you never know who you really dealing with. You know what I mean? And then by the time you spend some fucking bread or something, you finding out. So
And
um
even those females too, like I can't completely blame them. I blame what they were situated around or like what they saw growing up, because a lot of times you
yeah.
don't have people that put you on the game. Like you don't have somebody telling you that you could be Wonder Woman or you could be Black Canary or some of these independent heroes or figures
Yeah.
in the women community. Like
But
you
at the same
see what
time,
you
Key,
see.
at the same time, you got people that got all the tools in front of them and they see Instagram and that's still what they want to do. That's still what they aspire to be.
That's a different
So
thing. You don't have anybody pushing them in the direction to go otherwise. Like
yeah, so just as not to knock the whole culture, but just to let them know, like everybody stay woke, man. Know who you dealing with because if that's the type of people you put yourself in around, then yeah, it is tricking somebody that don't fucking care about you, that you just giving some bread to. But if you care about the person, I guess ideally it ain't tricking. You know what I mean? It's just you taking care of your lady and you just laying some ground down. That's all. Cause
No,
I
that's
ain't a cheap
like,
nigga. I give it to you, but I gotta like you.
yeah, give her the world that she deserves it.
You gotta at least be
Wrong with
my
that.
friend. You gotta be my friend.
Now you need to, I need to see that you there for the long run before that anything happens besides
Word up.
positivity.
She feeling saucy, I'm feeling sturdy. I got a 4-piece, up in the 30. They tryna hold me, she like curry. They feeling salty, I'm feeling sturdy.